Okay, so the question, what tool allows you to manage AWS services from your terminal using commands? AWS CLI. How does an application interact programmatically with AWS services? Using the AWS SDK, which provides language-specific libraries. Each AWS service provides resizable virtual servers in the cloud to run applications. EC2. What acts as a virtual firewall to control inbound and outbound traffic to EC2 instances? Security groups. What type of persistent block level storage attaches to EC2 instances and persists even after the instance is stopped? EVS volumes, elastic block store. What is an AMI? Amazon Machine Image used for pre-configured template used for launching new EC2 instances. Each AWS service provides a fully managed shared file system that can be mounted to multiple EC2 instances across different availability zones. EFS, Elastic File System. For hosting applications on Windows or for high performance computing workloads, which service provides managed Windows and used file systems? FSX. Which AWS service automatically distributes incoming application traffic across multiple targets such as EC2 instances? Load balancer. Which AWS service automatically distributes? Yeah, we just did this. To handle peak loads by automatically adjusting the number of EC2 instances, you use an auto-scaling group. Automatically adjusting the number of EC2 instances. Auto-scaling group. Which AWS service offers high durable object storage for storing and retrieving any amount of data? S3. Yeah, Amazon S3. Simple storage service. What is the name of the physical device used for transferring petabytes of data to AWS offline? Snowball. AWS Snowball. Physical device used for transferring petabytes of data to AWS offline. Which hybrid storage service connects on-premise applications with AWS Cloud Storage like S3, EBS? Storage Gateway, AWS Storage Gateway, yes. For transactional OLTP workloads, which AWS service provides managed relational databases? Amazon RDS, Relational Database Service, or Amazon Aurora? Which AWS service is a petabyte scale data warehouse optimized for complex analytics or large data sets? OLAP. Amazon Redshift. To reduce database load by providing sub-millisecond latency caching, which in-memory database service would you use? Amazon Elasticache, or Redis, or Memcached? Which fully managed serverless NoSQL database provides single-digit millisecond latency at any scale for key value and document data? DynamoDB. Yes, Amazon DynamoDB. How can you run standard SQL queries directly against data stored in Amazon S3 without loading it into a database? Athena, yeah, using Amazon Athena. How can you run standard SQL queries directly against data stored in Amazon S3 without loading it into a database? Amazon Athena. Which serverless business intelligence service is used to create interactive dashboards and visualizations from AWS data sources? QuickSight, Amazon QuickSight. What serverless ETL service is used to discover, prepare, and catalog data for analytics? AWS Glue. Which service simplifies migrating databases, including heterogeneous migrations to AWS with minimal downtime? AWS Database Migration Service. For a use case involving highly connected data like a social network, which managed graph database service would be appropriate? Amazon Neptune. Highly connected data like a social network. Which AWS database is purpose-built for collecting, storing, and processing time series data? Amazon TimeStream. Amazon TimeStream. Okay. What technology is used to package an application's code and all its dependencies into a standardized unit for software development? Docker. Oh, okay. Yeah, Docker containers. Which AWS service is managed? The managed container orchestration service for running Docker containers. ECS, Elastic Container Service. ECS, Elastic Container Service. Then how can you run Docker containers on AWS without having to manage the underlying EC2 instances? Serverless. So, using AWS Fargate, a serverless compute engine for containers. Serverless compute engine for containers. AWS Fargate. Where should you privately store, manage, and deploy Docker container images for use with ECS or EKS? Repository. ECR, Elastic Registry. Elastic Container Registry, ECR. Which service offers a simplified virtual private server, which bundles features and predictable pricing, ideal for simple applications? Amazon Lightsail. Simplified virtual private server. Amazon Lightsail. Which serverless compute service runs your code in response to events without you needing to provision or manage servers? AWS Lambda. Or runs your code in response to events without you needing to provision or manage servers. What service acts as a managed front door for applications to create, publish, and secure APIs that can invoke backends like Lambda functions? Amazon API Gateway. What service acts as a managed front door for applications to create, publish, and secure APIs that can invoke backends like Lambda functions? API Gateway. Okay. Which platform as a service offering deploys your application code and automatically handles the underlying infrastructure management? Elastic Beanstalk. What AWS service allows you to model and provision your infrastructure as code using declarative templates, JSON, YAML? AWS Cloud Formation. Infrastructure as code. For developers who prefer to define cloud infrastructure using familiar programming languages like Python or TypeScript, which IAC tool is available? AWS CDK, Cloud Deployment Kit. Which AWS service provides a fully managed private Git repository for source control? AWS Code Commit. In a CI/CD pipeline, which service compiles source code, runs tests, and produces software packages that are ready to deploy? Code Build. AWS Code Build. Which service automates code deployments to various compute services, including EC2 instances, on-premises servers, and AWS Lambda? AWS Code Deploy. What service orchestrates the different stages, build, test, deploy of your software release process to create a continuous delivery pipeline? AWS Code Pipeline. Which AWS service acts as a managed artifact repositories of software packages from managers like npm, maven, and pip. Code artifact. What service provides a fully managed message queue for decoupling and scaling microservices, distributed systems, and serverless applications? SQS. Yeah, simple queue service. To push messages to large number of subscribers simultaneously using a publish-subscribe model, you would use SNS, simple notification service. Which AWS service is designed for real-time ingestion, processing, and analysis of streaming data at a massive scale? Amazon Kinesis. Streaming data, processing, analyzing. Kinesis. For applications requiring compatibility with standard messaging protocols like JMS, AMQP, or MQTT, which managed message broker service should be used? Amazon MQ. What serverless event bus service allows you to route events between AWS services, custom applications, and SaaS partners? Amazon Event Bridge. Event bus service. Amazon Event Bridge. Which AWS service functions as a scalable domain name system, DNS? For domain registration, routing, and health checks. Route 53? Yes. To speed up the delivery of static and web content to users globally, which content delivery network service should use CloudFront? What feature uses the CloudFront Edge network accelerate object uploads to an S3 bucket from remote users? S3 transfer acceleration. Edge network. S3 transfer acceleration. Which service improves global application availability and performance by directing traffic to the optimal regional endpoint using the AWS Global Network, AWS Global Accelerator? Which service allows you to run AWS infrastructure and services on premises for a truly consistent hybrid experience? AWS Outposts allows you to run AWS infrastructure and services on premises for a truly consistent hybrid experience. What is the core AWS service for managing user identities, permissions, AWS resources? IAM? Yes, Identity and Access Management. How can you grant temporary limited privilege credentials to users or applications for cross-account access or federated identity using STS security token service? Which service provides managed user sign-up, sign-in, and access control for your web and mobile applications? Cognito, Amazon Cognito. Sign-up, sign-in, and access for applications. Which service is used to create and centrally manage the encryption keys used to protect your data in AWS? KMS, Key Management Service. When compliance requires you to manage your own encryption keys using a dedicated customer-managed hardware security module, you should choose Cloud HSM or KMS. When compliance requires you to manage your own encryption keys, Cloud HSM or KMS, okay? Which intelligent threat detection service continuously monitors for malicious activity, unauthorized behavior to protect your AWS accounts? Guard Duty. Which service provides an automated vulnerability assessment for your EC2 instances and container images? Vulnerability assessment. Amazon Inspector. Discover and protect sensitive data like PII stored in Amazon S3. Which data security service should you use? Amazon Macie. Detect sensitive data. Amazon Macie. What service provides a comprehensive view of your security state by aggregating and organizing alerts from multiple AWS services? Security Hub. Comprehensive view by aggregation and organization of alerts. Security Hub. Which service collects and monitors metrics and logs, allowing you to set alarms and visualize operational data in dashboards? Amazon CloudWatch monitors metrics, logs, and you can set alarms. Amazon CloudWatch. Where can you find a history of all API activity within your AWS account for the purpose of auditing and compliance? CloudTrail. History of all the API activity. Which service helps developers analyze and debug distributed applications by tracing user requests as they travel through various services? Amazon X-Ray. Debug distributed applications. Tracing user requests. Amazon X-Ray. What service provides a unified operational center for managing instances, automating tasks like patching, and maintaining inventory across AWS and on-premises? Unified Operational Center, AWS Systems Manager, automating tasks like patching, maintaining inventory across AWS and on-premises. AWS Systems Manager. Which service provides automated code reviews and application performance recommendations to improve code quality? Code Group. Where can you get a personalized view of AWS service health and events that may be affecting your specific account resources? AWS Health Dashboard. Which AI service analyzes images and videos to identify objects, people, text, and inappropriate content? Amazon Recognition. Convert speech from an audio file into text. Which AWS service would you use for automatic speech recognition? Transcribe. The service that converts text into natural sounding lifelike speech is called Poly. Amazon Poly. Which service uses neural machine translation to translate text between different languages? Translate. Which AWS service allows you to build conversational interfaces such as chatbots using the same technology that powers Amazon Alexa? I think it's Lex. Yes. To add an intelligent enterprise search capability to your applications that understands natural language queries, which service should you choose? Amazon Kendra. Enterprise search capability, Amazon Kendra. What is the end-to-end managed platform for building, training, and deploying machine learning models at scale? SageMaker. Amazon SageMaker. Which AWS service provides personalized recommendations for users similar to you may also like feature recommendation engine? Personalize. Amazon Personalize. Personalized recommendations. Automatically extract text, handwriting, and structured data from scanned documents. Which service would you use? Amazon Textract. Extracting text. Textract. Which AWS service is a cloud-based content center solution that can be integrated with AI services? Amazon Connect. Which natural language processing service is used to find insights and relationships in text such as sentiment and entity recognition? Amazon Comprehend. Insights and relationships in text such as sentiment and entity recognition. Amazon Comprehend. What tool should you use to estimate the monthly cost of your planned AWS architecture before you deploy it? AWS Pricing Calculator. Which tool provides a visual interface to view, understand, and analyze your AWS costs and usage over time? AWS Cost Explorer. To manage service limits or request increases for your AWS account, you would use the Service Quotas Console. Limits, request increases, Service Quota Console. Which service helps you centrally manage multiple AWS accounts under a single organization? AWS Organizations. Where can you find and download AWS compliance report and select online agreements such as ISO certification, SSO and SOC reports? AWS Artifact. Great. This brings us to the end of 79 questions for AWS Cloud Practitioner exam. Hope you liked it and you could follow through. In case if you want a link to this flashcards, I'm providing this link in the description of this video. It's a blog post. At the end of it, you have this, and you can get to these flashcards, which you can practice at your own free time. Thank you for watching.